Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition and how you can use Bones No Bones in your Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition game. Alright, so first of all, just maybe you live in a cave and you don't know what Bones No Bones is. I'll define it. Alright, so what is Bones No Bones? So Bones No Bones is a really fascinating modern augur. Okay, it is an oracular mechanism. Okay, so if you know what an oracle is, it's somebody who can see the future, right? And so today there is a 13-year-old pug, IRL. Okay, there is a 13-year-old pug named Noodles. Noodles is a TikTok star who is now on YouTube as well. And basically, Noodles has a very brilliant, fun, and caring owner who does this thing called Bones No Bones with Noodles, the 13-year-old pug. All right, so what does the owner of Noodles, the 13-year-old pug, do? Well, what he does is, Noodles is a 13-year-old pug, and he's so old now that basically he can barely stand, right? So when Noodles' owner, what he does is he wakes up Noodles each day when it's time for Noodles to awaken, right? Because he's old and, you know, he needs a little bit of help. And so Noodles' owner, what he'll do is he'll set up a camera and then he'll kind of rub Noodles', fur, this pug dog, and he'll say, Noodles, it's time to wake up. And so Noodles will wake up and he'll like kind of lick his face and open his eyes. And then his owner's like, "Are you ready? Are you ready, Noodles?" And the pug will like lick his face again, and there's no indication if he's ready or not. And then Noodles' owner will very gently, very carefully pick him up, and he'll say to the camera, "Okay, let's see if it's going to be a bones day or a no bones day." And so what he'll do is he'll pick Noodles up, and Noodles' legs will just dangle beneath him, and then he will drop Noodles on this soft pad, right? And basically Noodles will then stiffen his legs and stand for just a moment, right? And he'll exert pressure on his own bones, right? In an attempt to stand and remain standing, right? And if Noodles gives any effort to keep himself erect, like actually standing, right, then that's a bones day. If Noodles flops and lets his legs just collapse underneath of himself, that's a no bones day, right? Then the owner will give you essentially what is very similar to a horoscope, in my humble opinion. They'll say, "Hey, it's a bones day. That means you should definitely go on that. You should ask out that attractive person you've been meaning to ask out. You should make that investment," or he'll just say kind of fun, lighthearted things. I don't know if he says make an investment or today. Oh, he'll say, "You should make an investment of time in your art project today," right? And so a bones day means like make some effort, put something into the world, right? And a no bones day, he'll say, "Oh, you should wear sweatpants today. And today's a good day to go out to Starbucks 3 times today and get yourself whatever latte you want, and don't care about calories," right? Like, that's a no bones day, right? So essentially, this 13-year-old pug has become a modern day oracle, right? Now that is useful to the IRL world for anybody who likes horoscopes. I'm not really a horoscope person, but I see a new useful way we can use 13-year-old pug Noodles and his ability to do no bones or bones, right? And what I see in the 13-year-old pug Noodles is he is a 2D. He's an extra fuzzy, cute dice, right? And he can be used in 3 different ways in Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, right? So first of all, you can use him as kind of a reference. So I'll give you the first one. So basically, your adventurers go to the Silver Stag Inn, right? And when they come in, there's a nice serving lady who comes to the table, and she's like, "What's your order?" Would you like to have the special of the day? right? And one of the player characters is like, what's the special of the day? And she'll say, mutton. It's the special of the day. The mutton is really good. It's only it's only 1 silver, and it comes with a free mead, right? And so if even one of your player characters says, yeah, the special, right? The mutton, then immediately the serving lady will say, bones, no bones, right? Now, if your player characters live in a cave and have never heard of noodles, if they've heard of noodles, they'll laugh, right? And they might go, but either way, if they know it or if they don't know it, they're going to go, what do you mean, bones, no bones? You say, would you like your mutton with the bones in, or would you like your mutton with the bones out, right? And so next, your player character is probably going to say, why on earth would I get mutton with bones in it? She says, well, a lot of adventurers have been getting their mutton with bones in it. They use their fork and knife to cut it apart, and what they do is they take the bone. We give you some oilcloth, some cheesecloth, and you could take the bones with you in your pack, and then you could put the bones in your broth soup when you make camp tomorrow, right? So bones have been used to make a good broth soup base, right? And so one, it's just a delightful way to introduce bones, no bones into your Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. This is the lowest level, right? Because it's just a reference in and in, right? What's the second level? Well, if you have an unpredictable character, okay, what you can do is you can establish an unpredictable character, a character who specifically, right, has unpredictable actions, right, and their actions for one reason or another they're likely to be very chaotic in their decisions, right? And then what you do is you have basically you could do it one of two ways. Every time that unpredictable character is asked anything in that session, their answer will be yes for bones, no for no bones, right? So if the last bones, no bones check, IRL check, was a value of bones, every yes or no question answered of that unpredictable character for that session will be yes, right? And if it was no bones, every single time they're asked a yes or no question, it will be no, okay? So that's the second way you can use bones, no bones in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. The last way is you will actually go and get the last month of bones, no bones values, right? Go through the videos, write them all down, bones, no bones, bones, no bones, and then you're going to convert that into bones, yes, no bones, no, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to use those values to answer any question that you as a dungeon master do not have a stake in, right? So basically, when you're a dungeon master, you want to give the best, most fun game that you could possibly give your player characters, right? So a lot of times, if your non-player characters are asked questions, or if you as a dungeon master, like let's say a player says to you, "Hey, I'm looking for a barrel," right? And are there any barrels in this room, right? If you know that the player character wants to use the barrel to roll across the floor because it's covered in ground glass, and the barrel will help them get less cuts on their feet, you'll be like, yes, there's a barrel. Do you want to do an athletics check now or an acrobatics check? And you'll put the barrel there, right? But sometimes players will ask questions where you're like, I don't really have a vested interest in this. I don't know what I want in this particular circumstance, right? They'll be like, is it raining today? And you're like, I don't really know why they're asking this question, right? I don't know if this is going to make their game, more fun or less fun, right? In those cases, anytime you're asked a yes or no question, you will check off an answer from your bones, no bones list from top to bottom, right? And so anytime you are asked a yes or no question and you don't have a vested interest in it and you're not sure if the answer will make the game more fun or less fun for your player characters, you will use a bones, no bones value. You won't say bones and you won't say no bones. You'll say yes for bones and no for no bones. So that's 3 different ways that you can use bones, no bones in your 5th edition game, okay? Now, I have a question. So all that's my opinion on how you can use Bones No Bones in your 5th edition game. What is your opinion of the oracular mechanism that has arisen within our modern world, the 13-year-old pug Noodles? Do you think he's the cutest thing ever? Or do you think, hey, maybe it's not a great idea to, convert all of the Zodiac into a fuzzy dog, right? Or you're like, oh no, I love Noodles, the 13-year-old pug. He's the best ever, and him functioning as an oracular mechanism is the best thing about our modern world. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Bones No Bones, on the 13-year-old noodle, the 13-year-old pug Noodles, on him overall. And also, did I miss anything? Is there another way you could use 13-year-old pug's oracular mechanism of Bones No Bones in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition that I might have missed? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.